with our officials for this match. Our first referee, Mark Santos, national referee. The second referee is Joven Rasalis, national referee. And now let's meet the starters. First, for the PLDT high-speed hitters. Middle blocker from De La Salle University, number 3, Mika Reyes. Opposite hitter also from La Salle, number 5, Erica Santos. Outside spiker from Russia, number 7, Elena Samoylenko. Center from La Salle, number 9, Kim Fajardo. Middle blocker also from La Salle, number 10, Majoy Paron. Outside spiker from Central Philippines University, number 17, Viola Cepalios. Starting libero from the University of the East, number 8, team captain Kat Arado. Head coach for PLDT is Rald Ricafort. And now the starters for the ZUS Coffee Thunderbelles. Middle blocker from the College of St. Benil, number 1, Mitch Gamit. Outside spiker from Jose Rizal University, number 10, Dali Versosa. Middle blocker from Adamson University, number 13, Shar Ancheta. Outside spiker from Japan, number 15, Asaka Tamaru. Center from Adamson, number 16, Nika Yandok. Opposite hitter from the University of Santo Tomas, number 22, White Prill Tapia. Starting libero from the University of the East is number 11, Janina Zeta. Head coach for the Thunderbelles is Jerry Yee. This game is held under the supervision and regulation of the Games and Amusements Board. It is PLDT versus ZUS Coffee. This is the PVL, the heart of volleyball.
And the starters for the PLDT high-speed hitters on your screens, and they are looking to gain another win here to put themselves in a better position in the second half of the preliminaries, where they have crossed over and they are now beating the teams from Pool B. PLDT coming from Pool A, and the ZUS Thunderbelles still looking for their first win, and we're looking at their starters as well, the same starters that we have seen, that we saw in the last game as well. And we talked about the challenge it's going to be for the setters, particularly for Yandok for this particular matchup.
That is correct. It is important to note that Nika Yandok is one of our rookies from the recently concluded PVL draft. So it's also interesting to see that matchup, the rookie in Nika Yandok going up against the veteran playmaker in Kim Fajardo.
Yeah. That was a good first point rally. PLDT did not win that point easily, so ZUS is showing that they are in it to win it today.
ZUS Coffee might be at a disadvantage in terms of height when you compare that aspect of the game. Pero this is also a team na hindi mo pwedeng biru-biruin. We have to remember that they won that opening set against the Capital One Solar Spikers.
Oh,
and for PLDT, they want to cement their position in the top 8.
And a good try there. That got away from the libero, Zeta of ZUS Coffee. It's interesting to note that ZUS is the second best receiving team in the league so far. And as we say that, an ace from PLDT. Mika Reyes scoring her first point via an ace, and Lexi Rodriguez has an early report for us.
Well, Chiki and Nia, let me say that what a day it's been here in the PVL Reinforced Conference. But obviously, what a conference it has been turning out for our drafted rookie, Nika Yandok. When I spoke with Nika, actually, she admitted that when she got drafted, she never really expected to fully step into the shoes of Thunderbelles setter Clo Mondoniero. But here she is, not just filling in, but hopefully truly making her mark. For Nika, she said that the setter role let her push her beyond her limits. It actually let her stretch farther than she ever thought she'd have to go. But Nika isn't actually just making moves on the court. She's also balancing her academic pursuits, working on her master's in physical education. In the long run, she hopes to coach and translate her on-court experience into wisdom she can pass down to aspiring young athletes, building the next generation of talent. Well, we've heard wonderful stories, we've seen lifelong legacies, and in sport, we've witnessed athletes flourish in full bloom. If you want to witness more of these inspiring journeys, you can tune in the Filipinos Live app and watch more of these PVL Reinforced Conference games and download and subscribe now for only 149 pesos a month. Chika Neil.
Thanks so much, Lexi. And we love those inspirational stories. Di Kayan Doc, what an achiever. And it's great to see her really also getting some court time.
This is your chance to showcase your skill, the biggest stage of the volleyball scene here in the Philippines. But right now, PLDT is playing at high speed. They don't want to make the mistake of relaxing too much. Whereas nasa bottom half ng ZUS Coffee ng kabilang pool ay magre-relax na lang sila. Because we saw Chocomocho, we saw Petrogas. They were also in the bottom of their pool. But they were able to get big wins against their counterparts earlier.
Such exciting five-setters before this last game of the evening. We are glad you're on hand. We're seeing good rallies from the get-go here in the first set, and a put away by Samoilenko will give her point number 3, and that is a 4-point advantage for PLDT.
She makes it look easy. She actually needs less effort to attack the block of ZUS Coffee because she's very tall already. So kahit hindi siya magkaroon ng full jump, may ibabawan pa rin niya yung blockers ng ZUS.
She's possibly the tallest guest player at 6'5". One more chance, this time to the right side. Away. Erica Santos, who has also been churning out good numbers, Erica Santos. And she is high, she is doing well in the standings as well.
We always talk about local support in this edition of the PVL, and she has been the source of points also for Kim Fajardo.
And again, Erica Santos, that's 2 straight points for her. Currently the 5th best spiker in the league and number 6 in blocks, which is pretty impressive considering she's not that tall. We have a timeout. We are back at the Phil Sports Arena. The score is 8-2. PLDT up by 6 points, and ZUS Coffee needed that technical timeout really to huddle up and figure out how to be able to make their own points. The 2 points they have right now are from errors coming from PLDT. An attack error by Samoilenko and a service error. So ZUS still yet to earn their own points. And off speed picked up there by Lena. Another chance here for ZUS. Tapia will go up. And that one was good. First point for Tapia. And 3rd point for ZUS Coffee.
Great hit from Tapia considering that she was up against the tall blocker in Lena Samoilenko.
And the spike of the set brought to you by Dunkin Pasalubong ng Bayan. Good serve by Ancheta. Another chance here for ZUS. Broken play. Amaru hits that into the net. Amaru taking time to heat up here. She has been listless. She has not been contributing yet to ZUS. side. Untouched. Zeus will get that point.
ZUS Coffee still trying to get their offense running. So far, it has been PLDT on the attacking end. Mas marami tayo nakikitang fluid plays from PLDT compared to ZUS Coffee.
And Ceballos trying to hit that corner pocket. Again, lucky for Zeus. These unforced errors coming from PLDT, just giving them some momentum, a chance to really get going.
Back-to-back 3 points from the attack errors of PLDT, but they will give one back.
Of course, we remember April Tapia, who was one of the head turners from UST. Talagang small but terrible. 5'4". That was a low set, but still worked out for PLDT. Another chance here. Kim Fajardo looking for Erica Santos again there. And Tamaru is dogged by Baron. Somebody is at the net. Again, these errors that are plaguing the side of PLDT giving Zeus 3 points. Of the 6 points we see for ZUS Coffee, only 1 came from April Tapia.
Most of the points of ZUS Coffee actually came from the errors of the high-speed hitters.
That's a good serve. Lena took care of that one though. Too tough from Erica Santos, already with 3 points. She's tied with Samoilenko early in this first set.
That is one of the favorite rotations of Kim Fajardo because she has a lot of options. You have 3 attackers in the front, but you also have Lena Samoilenko waiting for that pipe attack. Now blocking is also on point for PLDT. Now you can see the domino effect. It is very important for a team to be able to establish that first pass first. Kanina pa nahihirapan yung ZUS Coffee. That's why hindi nila natatranslate yung points into attacks.
And we're seeing good floor defense also coming from PLDT to boot. Again, it's Ceballos trying to go deep in the court, looking for that corner zone 5, but she has been missing the mark, and that is the delight of ZUS Coffee. But PLDT will challenge this last one. First challenge we're seeing for the day. If you all were on hand for the games before this one, particularly that game between Creamline and Petrogas, it really went down the wire. Pati yung mga challenges figured in the contest, and it was close.
I agree. Sometimes people forget na defending champions yung Petrogas. Yes, they had a difficult time in getting wins in the first round of the preliminaries, but they are here to defend that title. We saw the explosion of points from Wilma Salas a while ago. She was the player of the game. Now ZUS Coffee is trying to erase this lead built by the high-speed hitters. That will be an unsuccessful challenge. There was no check ball. So that will be another attack error from the high-speed hitters.
Good first ball. Samoilenko goes up. Maru with a defense. Quick. Picked up by PLDT. Catarado knew what to do. Off the hands. Another chance here. Ceballos going short this time. Look at the coverage of Lena. And Tamaru. Smart play. But good defense by PLDT. Hindi namamatayan ng bola ang high-speed hitters. And Zeus is fighting. Have a rally here. Oh! One got away from Tapia. Another chance here for PLDT for the put away. Will Ceballos get it? That was called outside again. Ceballos has been erratic. But that was a long rally.
Credit to the defense of both teams. ZUS Coffee holding up in that rally. Coverage was present for ZUS Coffee and they were able to run a couple of transition plays. So that is a good sign for Coach Jerry. Magandang simula yun. Habang nagkakamali yung mga attackers ng PLDT, now's the time for you to regain that confidence.
Yeah, they can just force more errors from the other side. Mitch Gamit continues to serve. Jovi Prado at the front now. And that is going to be a point for ZUS Coffee off the block. And that fell into the PLDT court.
Oliver Sosa will get on the board.
Yeah.
She will score her first point.
We talked about her and her double-digit performance in their last game against Capital One.
39 PLDT.
And on your screens, this is proof of how much stronger PLDT can possibly be with all of the players eventually in the pink of health. Maybe that will happen by the time we get to the second round, where, by the way, it is going to be a knockout all the way from the quarterfinals to the semifinals to the finals. So matira matibay. Pwede magkamali.
Correct. The quarterfinals will be something to watch out for, because it doesn't mean rank 1, 2, 3, 4 ka, pasok ka na agad sa semifinals. So you have to be able to play the best volleyball that you can come the quarters after this round.
Consistency will be the key as Tapia goes up for that one. Samoilenko will push the ball. Tamaru was there. Lena goes soft. Tamaru with a dig. Tapia going down the line. Nice pickup by Jovi Prado. Angeles really working hard as libero. We saw the swing, but look at Tamaru. Aparado with the defense. Samoilenko is dug by Angeles. Back row attack. Jovi Prado with a pickup. Joust. Samoilenko swings and Tamaru gets it. What a rally. Oh! That was the hardest point that PLDT earned in the game so far.
Mega rally won by the high-speed hitters. Enjoy defensive sequences like that.
Yeah.
So the floor defense of Tamaru from ZUS Coffee.
Nagharapan yung dalawang guest players. One showing her defensive prowess as the other tried to kill the ball. And picked up again. Oh no! And it's these things, the miscommunication. Yandok getting the first ball, and the rest of her teammates wondering who will get the second.
Usually, it's the libero who gets that second ball para kahit papano yung attackers hindi na mababawasan sa harapan.
And Yandok going short. Ancheta was blocked. Tamaru from back row. Look at this effort by PLDT. Good try, but it's not enough. ZUS Coffee will get that point, and they are at 11 points already.
That is the fourth attack point of ZUS Coffee in this set. So they need more to be able to erase this 4-point lead of the high-speed hitters.
That's a good serve. Prado taking care of that one. And a quick conversion by Majoy Baron, scoring point number 3. And your PLDT, this is what you want. Quick points as we take our second technical timeout. Back for more after the break. Watch and support the Alas Pilipinas men's national team as they fight for volleyball pride on home soil this August 16 to 18. Get your tickets via ticketmax.ph. And the Alas Pilipinas women's team member, Thea Gagate, who, by the way, we've been talking about the draft, and she is the first #1 draftee in the history of the PVL of Philippine volleyball, shall we say, and she is waiting to suit up for ZUS Coffee, and she will definitely be a boost, a real boost for ZUS Coffee.
She's the reigning first pick in our rookie draft, coming off a successful stint also with Alas Pilipinas, winning back-to-back bronze medals in the 2 legs, and she picked up a Best Middle Blocker award in that first leg of competition of the CV League. So I'm sure she is looking forward to don the colors of ZUS Coffee in the next conference. But now, manonood muna at suporta muna siya sa sidelines.
And that's outside again. The errors coming from PLDT might just haunt them. I mean, they're playing well offensively, pero natatapatan din ng maraming mga miscues from the high-speed hitters.
This has been an error-prone first set for both teams.
ZUS Coffee is definitely still in it. They're only down by 4.
Mondoñedo will be serving for Ancheta. So there will be 2 setters on the floor for ZUS Coffee.
Lefty server. To pick up. Broken play. Another chance here for PLDT to set up. Calf going to the middle. Samoilenko with a dump. She, you know, it's her height, so she has a really good view, and she will spot that donut hole right away.
And it's so simple for Lena Samoilenko. Hindi niya kailangan masyadong pagurin yung sarili niya to score points because automatic nakaibabaw na agad siya dun sa blockers.
Arado with a pickup. Ball right back to ZUS. Tapia using her force. And that one pays off. And you gotta hand it to April Tapia. All 5'4" of her, just so much courage.
She has that leaping ability. We saw that during her short time with USD.
Still a 4-point deficit for ZUS Coffee. If they are going to catch up, they have to do it quickly. PLDT already at 17 points. PLDT just needs to clean up their act, actually, because they're playing well offensively, as we see when it hits, when it works, when they get the play going, they score easily. The transitions are quick. They just need to really get rid of the unforced errors. Talking about PLDT. And there's going to be a net touch violation called against PLDT.
The quick attack has been a good source of points for the high-speed hitters. Kanina pa natin nakikita na binibigyan ni Kim Fajardo si Majoy Baron and Mika Reyes. But they really have to take care of that net fault every time they go up for a block.
And Prado goes up, tries to go for that. Push, and Yandok, they're having a good time here at the court. Yandok was practically at the other side of the net. Pero pag baka, oy, pasok.
Right on the line for the
She
rookie.
pointed that out. She was watching it like a hawk. That was good for Yandok. Jovi Prado just doing damage here for PLDT. It's really nice to see Jovi Prado also back on the court. She was sidelined for a while.
She's fully recovered from that knee injury.
ZUS goes again. Back row attack. Tamaru into the net, and that's an unforced error for her. Needless to say, ZUS Coffee cannot afford these lapses.
2015 PLDT.
Tamaru with the pickup. Tapia. Dug there by Lena, and Prado will go again. Quick, picked up by Erica Santos. Almost, Tamaru was almost there, but Mika Reyes scoring her third point on those quick attacks you pointed out, Neil.
The middle blockers of PLDT have already scored 7 points, combined points. That is already a good number for Kim Fajardo. They're trying to seal this first set in a dominant fashion. The lead is now back up to 7 for PLDT as ZUS Coffee calls for time.
Meron yun. Primary option nila yan. Yung middle. Intindihan? O hindi rin naman kayo papaluan ng sobrang lakas nun. Pasok tayo sa depensa. Okay? Sige. Commit kayo. Blockers, commit. Para may depensa sa likod. Go.
Coach Jerry Yee having a word with his wards and recognizing that this is a precarious situation here. PLDT only needing 3 points to win this first set.
Substitution for PLDT. Number 5 Santos out, number 16 Angel Alcantara in.
Substitutions on the
Number 9 Fajardo out, number 4
PLDT side.
Samonte in. Serving for the high speed
Angel
hitters.
Alcantara in for the first time in this game. She will be serving. Tough serve. Good pick up there by Tamaru. Catarado the same. Where will Yandok go? And that one is going to be for ZUS, and it's really just Dali Versosa persistent and just believing that she can score.
She recognized the right hand of Jules Samonte was closer to that antenna. She took a good swing at it.
Jules Samonte also in the game. Off speed. Picked up easily by PLDT. Back row attack. Good defense. And that one gets through. Samonte will score her first point. Getting past the two-man block, finding the hole there.
More substitutions for Coach Ral Terricafor. Rachel Ostero will be checking in for the very first time in this ball game.
For PLDT. Serving Jovi Prado.
Back row attack. Ball back to PLDT. They will go again. That's an underhanded set. Samoilenko sends the ball over. Tamaru working hard at defense. Dali timing it. Samoilenko with a killer. What a cut shot.
It's only point number 6 for Lena Samoilenko.
She's been taking it easy, more or less. This is the first real kill that we've seen from Samoilenko.
Maganda rin kasing distribution ni Kim Fajardo dun sa local players ng PLDT. They're getting their fair share of attempts and points. Asaka Tamaru will score her 4th point of that back row attack.
You know when you get it past Kat Arado, then it's a good hit. Yandok will go again. Tapia with a down the line. 3 points for Tapia now. And ZUS Coffee is still holding on. Multiple set points for PLDT. But the Thunderbelles refuse to give up.
You can see the comfort in that hit. Mas comfortable talaga siya in hitting from the left side compared to the right side. She was a converted opposite hitter dahil nga dun sa players na meron si Coach Jerry ngayon. But from time to time, lumilipat din siya dun sa left pin. And every time she hits from the left, nakakapuntos talaga si Tapia.
Let's see if she gets another one here. A chance now for PLDT to close it out here this first set. Not yet, said Tapia, this time with her defense. Good dive there. Samoilenko puts on the heat. You see with the swing that she wanted to end it. And that she does. 25-18 is the score in this first set. The win courtesy of Elena Samoilenko. That last attack, she has a total of 7 points. And when we come back, we will unpack this first set. Stay right there. First set going to the PLDT high-speed hitters, 25-18. We saw a couple of bright spots there for ZUS, Coffee Thunderbelles, and also excellent rallies. Credit both teams for that. The defense of ZUS Coffee really keeping those rallies going, but at the end of the day, it was really just the strong offense, the quick sets, and the orchestration of Kim Fajardo.
That is correct. But both teams had equal opportunities in attacking. Yun nga lang, mas mataas talaga yung naging conversion ng PLDT. We saw points from the middles. We saw Lena Samoilenko contributing the usual numbers that she puts in for the high-speed hitters. Pero ang layo lang talaga naging agwat in that department. They were able to score 9 more points in that department compared to the Thunderbelles. And as for the blocking department, we know that PLDT is also a good blocking team. They were able to get good rebounds against the attackers of ZUS Coffee. But, you know, the errors also is very notable for PLDT. They gave away 8 compared to the 4 of ZUS Coffee.
Yeah, we were talking about that early in that set na halos lahat ng puntos ng ZUS ay nanggaling sa mga errors ng PLDT. Of course, we saw ZUS Thunderbelles pick up their game, eventually finding a lot of bright spots and good offensive moments. But it's going to take a lot more in this second set. ZUS, of course, looking still for their first win here in the Reinforced Conference. Montenegro back as setter. Dolly Versosa, we talked about her as definitely the yang to Tamaru's yin. I mean, they are the partners here. They are the ones keeping ZUS Coffee alive, and she really needs to produce big numbers like she did in that double-digit game against Capital One before this game.
Gail Pascuales also back in the starting unit for Coach Jerry Yee. Siya naman talaga yung original opposite hitter ni Coach Jerry. The core of this team came from CSB. It's nice to see them all back on the floor.
That spike of the set brought to you by Dunkin' Pasalubong ng Bayan. It's called inside. And that is a good look for ZUS Coffee, now taking the lead early in the second set. They did not do that all set long in the first frame. Again, these quick sets, and just really the height advantage of PLDT is very much felt against ZUS Coffee. Let's bring in Lexi Rodriguez with a report.
Well, Chiki and Neil, when you've been playing the game for years, how do you continually give it your all physically, mentally, and emotionally? Well, Fiola May Ceballos has a simple answer for you. Kapag mahal mo yung ginagawa mo, hindi mo mararamdaman yung kaba at pagod. Fiola may have had a rocky start in the first set, but during moments like these, she draws strength from her teammates who are a constant reminder of why she's out there giving her best. Sabi nga ni Fiola sa akin, sa mga nakaraang taon na lumipas, patuloy pa rin niyang nahahanapan ng ganda, ng kulay at ng dahilan ng paglalaro ng volleyball. And you know, at this point, the PLDT high-speed hitters need nothing but grit, patience, and determination to keep the phone ringing on their side of the court. So stay tuned for more on the Filipinos Live app that is available for Filipinos everywhere for only 149 pesos a month. Back to you, Chiki and Neil.
Thanks for that, Lexi. And I think you speak for everybody on the court. I mean, if there's something we know, this is the heart of volleyball. And each one of these girls have volleyball in their hearts for sure.
Yeah. Hanggang sa kaya pa nilang maglalaro at maglalaro pa sila.
Meantime, PLDT up by just a point early in the second set. And you're talking about the original CSB unit playing together, of course, with the reinforcement. Something to be said about how they're more aware of each other. But again, it's quick plays, the advantage, the height advantage. Very obvious for PLDT. Joy Baron with 7 points.
1 point behind the production of Lina Samoylenko. He's shaping up to be the best local scorer for PLDT in this game.
Back throw attack, running attack by Gamit. We should see that more often, just a variation of attacks. Mondonedo also has that quick set. And now she goes outside Tamaru, and it seems to be working when she keeps the defense guessing as to what she's up to.
Saw the gap between the two blockers of the high-speed hitters. Used a lot of power to get through the defense of PLDT. And this is a better set definitely, because no set number 1, nakita natin they were slow on the receiving end. But right now, looks like mas comfortable sila in this starting unit.
No, unfortunately there for ZUS Coffee. PLDT again getting the better than Joy Baron, already tying Samoylenko with 8 points. Solid block. Good defense though by ZUS. Well read by the defense of the Thunderbelles. Ceballos will go again. That's off the block. And Fiola will score her second point.
That's good for her confidence. In first set, she had a couple of mistakes on the attacking end. But that attack surely felt good.
Oh, quick. That solo block by Nika Reyes there. And we've seen these a few times already. The back row attack has proven to be a struggle for Tamaru. She has hit the net a couple of times with that attack. And some more Alas Filipinas players just relaxing and taking in the games here at the Phil Sports. We'll take a quick break on our first technical timeout. Eight-4 is the score after the first technical timeout. A 4-point deficit for ZUS Coffee, but somehow a better look for them, more cohesive in the second set. And that one, an unforced error by Gamit, just missing the mark there with her running attack.
9-4 PLDT.
PLDT is starting to build separation. Near the midpoint of set number 2. That will be another attack error for ZUS Coffee.
10-4 for the high-speed hitters.
Back row attack, and this time she just goes off speed, struggling really with those pipe attacks. Tamaru. That's a good up by Baron. Ceballos will go. That was a little low, but she's going to get the point. Getting it off the block.
Quick thinking from Dolly Versosa. That was a low set coming from Mondoñedo at medyo nabitin pa dun sa play nila, but she was able to push that off the hands of Erica Santos.
That's a good serve by Gamit. And still the point will go to PLDT. Ceballos now making up for the errors that she committed in the first set. She has 3 points now.
This is where judgment call kicks in. The set was already near the net, and it was obvious that Piola Ceballos was going to go for that tip. So sometimes as a middle blocker, pag alanganin na, pwedeng bitawan na at idaan na lang sa floor defense so that you can run your counter-attack.
This time, Ceballos going cross-court with that cut shot. And this is something we know of Piola Ceballos. She has a lot of experience behind her. She's a very dependable player. And ang maganda sa kanya talaga, hindi niya iniinda yung height. And look at her go for that block. Hitting it off the block again, but Mondoñedo will get another chance to set up a play. Back row attack this time. Finally good for Tamaru. Hirap na hirap siya from the back row.
As long as she gets the right distance at maganda yung approach niya, that's the time that she is able to convert on that back row hit. Pero pag vertical jump lang, medyo mahirap talaga to get the timing right.
Oh, look at the blocking of ZUS Coffee also. Medyo na-activate na rin nila. Arado with a pickup. Back row attack, Samoilenko. Look at Mondoñedo. Dolly Versosa's blocked, but with good coverage. Another rally. We missed these rallies. We had a few of them in the first set. Ceballos will go up with a tip. Good thinking by Ancheta. Oh, somebody was at the net.
believe it was Dolly Versosa who committed that net infraction. This lead has now ballooned to 7 for the high-speed hitters, keeping ZUS Coffee at the single-digit mark.
You have to credit ZUS Coffee for really staying with PLDT and extending those rallies. It's just they have to know how to finish these rallies. And that's a quick point. They can do that too. Pascual with her first point. Gail Pascual also from Benilde. Good up by Angeles. Tamaro sending it to Pascual. And we talked about Kim Fajardo being a scoring setter. That's already her second point.
Parang may mata sa likod itong si Kim Fajardo. Look at the strength in that push corner pocket.
Yeah.
Open on the floor of ZUS Coffee.
Just the precision. Tamaru, and that was a difficult underhanded set. Tamaru already with 8 points, just like Samoilenko. So despite the height disadvantage, see Samoilenko we mentioned already at 6'5". Tamaru only stands at 5'5". Parang Pinoy in terms of her height, pero ang bilis niya. Talagang nakikita mo yung Japanese volleyball.
Coach Jerry was clearly unhappy with that play from Mondoñedo. Lena Samoilenko and Majoy Baron was there for that block. Ang laki ng blocker, so it was better sana for Mondoñedo to push that ball all the way to the left pin because you have your reinforcement there. Asaka Tamaru is currently the best option for ZUS Coffee.
And I think she took that to heart. We're seeing Tamaru there with a couple of touches, but that one gets away from ZUS again, and PLDT gets to 16 points first. They're up by 8 in our second technical timeout. Back at the Phil Sports Arena, this is our nightcap. ZUS Coffee against PLDT high-speed hitters. 16-8 is the count in the second set. An 8-point advantage for PLDT, who took the first set 25-18. Yeah, the struggling ZUS Coffee team looking for the answer. How do they get their first win, Neil?
First of all, they need to be able to pass that ball to that setter's box para kahit papano makagawa ng combination play itong si Mondoñedo. PLDT has a lot of tall blockers. So if you're going to stick to the basics, baka mahirapan kayo to convert those attacks into points. Kaya kahit papano from time to time, kailangan paikutin yung tao. You can run that combination play from the middle. You can run faster plays to be able to confuse the timing of the blockers of PLDT as well.
Meantime, Kim Fajardo has been doing exactly that. Pinaiikot talaga niya yung bola and allowing everybody to get a chance at the ball. If you take a look at the distribution of points here, that was Erica Santos' 4th point. Liga Reyes already has 5. Samoilenko, the only one in double digits with 10. Joy Baron has contributed 8 points. Solid block. You're talking about also the blocking of PLDT. They're not only tall, they're very efficient.
They're reading the sets really well. Look at the established double block of Majoy Baron and Erica Santos. Again, this is a strong front line for Coach Raldrick Afor. Dito nila gustong tumagal.
Ball out.
And that's a break for ZUS Coffee, an unforced error coming from Erica Santos.
Substitutions for ZUS Coffee.
Talking about the blocking of PLDT, it is, like we said, efficient. They are right in the middle. They're number 6 best blocker in the league, 6 of 12. So dependable. It's not their strongest suit, but as we see here, they're able to keep their lead by their blocks. Good pick up there by Versosa. But that was a tough one. Too close to the net. The joust won by Majoy Baron, and she will score her 10th point.
That ball was still settable. I think yun yung sinasabi ni Coach Jerry Yee. Got in the way of the setter. So nawalan agad sila ng option to attack. But now they will try again.
Tapia back on the court. She will score, just really using her power, her strength, because she is, of course, at a disadvantage in terms of her height. 5'4" against 6'5" and 6 foot Mika Reyes. And of course, Majoy Baron also over 6 feet. Josamonte coming from the right pin. And Ceballos this time from the left. CAF just really shuffling the ball around. And finally it works. And Josamonte will get that point. Kudos again to Kim Fajardo, who is really making the effort to distribute the ball.
Effective din yung nagiging substitution ni Coach Raldrick Afor. They have a 10-point lead, but this is also his opportunity to give exposure pa to their second stringers, because we know na pagpasok ng quarterfinals, everybody has to be ready to deliver yung mga quality minutes or yung mga instant points na kailangan ni Coach Rald.
Combination attack, well read by ZUS. And there's a net challenge coming from Coach Jerry Yee. They're Hawkeyes, talagang pinapanood nila that stop the play. Net challenge coming during the rally.
If this is unsuccessful, the point will automatically go to the high-speed hitters because Coach Jerry Yee challenged in the middle of the rally. Again, it was a judgment call from our first referee. He saw that one of the blockers of ZUS Coffee touched that ball. Kahit na tumama sa tape ng net, as long as tumatama sa kamay ng blockers, that is still considered as a good ball.
This is a 10-point lead that ZUS Coffee has to overcome. So they will try it in however way they can possibly make up this deficit. Take a look at the replay. So tumama sa tape, like you said.
Yes, there was a clear block touch from Tapia. So that point will go to PLDT, and ZUS Coffee will lose one challenge opportunity.
Again, it's desperation time for Coach Jerry.
22-11 PLDT. Substitution for PLDT, number 17, Ceballos out, number 19, Jody Prado in. Unibero in for PLDT, number 1, Isa Viray.
And we're looking at Isa Viray, the second libero, also getting some court time, some playing time here. That's a good play, but what about straight off the bench? Isa Viray making a difference. Prado going soft. Good defense by ZUS. Tapia will go. And that wind up.
Tapia.
Very persistent. 5 points already for April Tapia.
Is now the best local scorer for ZUS Coffee in this game. Support the 8-point production of Asaka Tamaru.
And right about now, Versosa needs to perform like she did the last game. She's at 5 points. A concerted effort is needed by the players of ZUS Coffee. And instead, it is PLDT just really sharing the points all across the board. Prado now with her second.
Everybody wants a slice
Yeah.
from PLDT. Ang daming substitutions ni Coach Ral. And yung mga players na pinapasok niya, nakakakuha din ng puntos. Now, Bedonia is in for Coach Ral.
Currently, no reinforcement. All Filipino for PLDT. Still a good ball. Yandok with a quick. These are the plays that we want to see from ZUS Coffee.
Most of the attempts in the attacking department have come from the wing spikers of ZUS Coffee. It's been a while since we last heard of the middle blockers. So Char Ancheta, magandang simula yan. That can be the spark of ZUS Coffee in this game.
Uphill climb for the second set, but they still have set number 3. But let's see if they can hold out. 10-point lead for PLDT.
Yep, ball already hit the floor. That will not be a good touch from Jules Samonte.
We have a challenge from PLDT.
But they will be challenging that call. It's a foot fault challenge. They will check if the back row hitter stepped on the attack line.
Again, talking about the format for the Reinforced Conference, it's quite unique. First time we've seen this kind of format where the pool C and D are created after the first 6 games. And then when we get to the second round, when the quarterfinals start, as you mentioned, Neil, it is matira matibay, it is knockout, so you cannot afford to lose any games or you're out of the running.
Even if you're in the 8th spot, you can still win your
kung
quarters
makasingit ka
matchup.
Kung matapatan mo ng bad day yung number 1 team, because it's going to be 1 versus 8, 2 versus 7, 3 versus 6, 4 versus 5 as we know it. Let's take a look at this foot, no foot fault there.
That was a clean attempt from Dali Versosa, so the point will stay with ZUS Coffee. Right now, there's still one team na undefeated. Isa na lang yung team na undefeated in our Reinforced Conference. It is the Akari Chargers with a perfect 6-0 record. Followed by Signal with a 5-1 record. And PLDT wants to tie the win-loss card of Signal by getting a win today against ZUS Coffee.
Back throw, that leap of Tapia, but this time into the net she went, and PLDT has multiple set points. So PLDT, as you mentioned, wanting to replicate the performance of their sister team, Signal. Talking about sister teams, different opposite fates today for Choco Bucho and Creamline. Choco winning their game in a 5-set fashion. Creamline almost, but not quite, coming from behind. Nanaig pa rin ang Petrogas. And Bedonia will seal the deal here for set number 2. PLDT winning this one, 25-14. Easier time for the high-speed hitters in the second set. They figured things out. They are banking on the strength of their height and their quick plays. And we will be back for more, talk more about the second set after the break. PLDT high-speed hitters up 2-0. The ZUS Thunderbelles really struggling against the taller PLDT players. And we saw in set 2 an even bigger disparity between the two teams. Really, Kim Fajardo doing such an excellent job distributing the ball.
In the words of Sir Steph Sarmienta, she was able to spread the butter well for the high-speed hitters. And, you know, ZUS Coffee just couldn't match the output of PLDT in the attacking department. Asaka Tamaro and Dolly Versosa tried to power through the defenders of PLDT, but ultimately, yung mga substitutions ni Coach Ralph pumupuntos din sa kanila. That's why it was an easy set number 2 for the high-speed hitters. We also saw good moments from Tapia, but they need to do more. They were able to narrow down the disparity in the attacking department. No, set number 1, 9 points yung agwat. But here, 5 na lang. And defense should be put into play for ZUS Coffee because kahit papano naman, they're getting their fair share of attack points. But they don't have any blocks, they don't have any service aces. And they also had more unforced errors compared to the high-speed hitters.
That's another factor. Talagang nalinis na ng PLDT yung laro nila because they were lapsing into errors early in this match. Kita natin marami silang puntos na binigay sa ZUS Coffee in that first set, and they were able to eliminate the miscues, the lapses in the second set. And PLDT looking good here for their 5th win. They've only given up 1 game in the series so far, and that was a 5-setter against Cherry, I believe. So PLDT really looking good in the reinforced conference.
Donya will get the starting nod for Coach Raldrick Fort. Babalik ulit si Lena Samulenko. And as for ZUS Coffee, it will still be the same starting unit. Although there will be a change. Jaisel De Los Reyes will be playing for the first time as their middle blocker.
Jaisel De Los Reyes, Lady Eagle, a Blue Eagle, coming into this team. So meron silang Lady Spiker in Thea Cagate. They have a Blue Eagle. They have a bunch of Falcons and the Benil players. So maraming mga stars from the UAAP and the NCAA scene actually here in this squad of Jerry Lee.
Now serving Mika Reyes.
Tapia will go. No, a little too strong.
Ball out.
Lacking a little wrist action.
2-0 PLDT.
It's off of the errors of ZUS. Must-win situation for the Thunderbelles. And it's smooth sailing so far for PLDT. And let's bring in Lexi Rodriguez for the report.
Cheeky and Neil, you know, attitude and demeanor are 2 of the most important things that definitely take a huge part when you're playing on court. And actually, this is what the Thunderbelles were trying to turn around in the latter part of the second set. In that second technical timeout, Coach Jerry Yee let the girls talk among themselves, giving them the space to reset their mindset and recalibrate their approach. You know that sometimes, you know, the best way to spark a comeback is to allow the players to take ownership of the situation and to find that inner fire and realign as a unit. It was a moment where leadership had to come from within the team, and it showed the building trust Coach Jerry has in the players' ability to handle pressure and hopefully make the necessary adjustments. And hopefully in this third set, you know, attitude can be the game changer. But you know, another game changer, the Pilipinas Live app lets you stream PVL games live and in HD anytime and anywhere in the world that is available for Filipinos everywhere. Download and subscribe now for only 149 pesos a month. Now back to you, Chicky and Neil.
Thank you, Lexi. You know, that's something that we know about Coach Jerry Lee. We've seen him in different tournaments in all over, and we know that that's the kind of thing that he does. Often he says nothing, allows his players to figure things out themselves.
Jaisel De Los Reyes.
And look at Jaisel De Los Reyes coming in fresh off the bench and already with 2 points.
Floor touch challenge card is up for the high-speed hitters. Arado, it was a good save on my end. Nag-a-appeal pa siya sa first referee at kinakausap niya yung assistant coaches. It was really good, but now it is time to check the official challenge video replay to determine the result. And if it is a successful challenge, uulitin natin yung point. We will replay that rally. If it's unsuccessful, point will go to ZUS Coffee.
Again, these are much-needed points. ZUS Coffee still looking to win this set so they can keep playing. They're still winless in the conference so far. Let's take a look at this. Kat Arado, she knew what she was talking about. I mean, oh, it's a yes to floor touch. It looks like her hand was under the ball, but is it just half under the ball?
It really depends. Pag nauna nang tumama yung bola sa floor, it's already considered a point for the other team.
Kahit nakita mong...
Konting-konti lang siguro.
Kasi tama naman si Kat. Talagang nahawakan niya yung bola. She felt the contact of the ball. It just was not enough. That point will go to ZUS. Chance here for PLDT to get that point back. Do it. And if you look at that, the Doña standing beside Samuelengo, that you appreciate really the firepower of this smaller, petite player.
Kim Pardo starting to go to the combination play in the middle. Itong si Bedonia, yan yung secret weapon ni Coach Rad in the past conference.
Yeah, all 5'5" of her. That leaping ability, and did not need time to warm up. Already 3 points for her, and she is seeing action only now.
She wants to make it count. I mean, her time on the floor, lalo na pagdating sa reinforced conference, nababawasan talaga yung playing time ng locals. But every time they get a chance to come in the game and, you know, change the tempo, dun sila nagkakaroon ng help.
Perfect pass. Sabalios is dug by Angeles. Joust won by Bedonia. Oh, wow. Now she's blocking too. Is she going to get that? Oh, Majoy Baron and Kisha Bedonia both went up for that block. But the point will be given to Majoy.
11 points for Majoy Baron. For offensive attacks. And now that is officially her third block of the game.
Oh, campfire. Just watching the ball drop there after hitting off the hands. And PLDT losing that point allows ZUS Coffee to inch closer. Just a 2-point deficit now. Big serve, a little too much. Just a little bit of adjustment Tamaro needs to make. Maybe step back a little because that's good speed on her serve. But that is point number 8 for PLDT, and we are at first technical timeout. Watch and support the Alas Pilipinas men's national team as they fight for volleyball pride on home soil this August 16 to 18. Get your tickets via ticketmax.ph.
We just released the roster of our national team for the CV League. The first leg of the CV League, we will see Brian Bagunas play for the Philippine flag in this edition of the CV League. So panoorin po natin sila. This coming August 16 to 18, we will go up against Vietnam, Indonesia, and Thailand. So parang double round robin yung dalawang leg. And we also want to get a podium finish kagaya ng women's team.
That is going to be exciting. Maybe seeing Brian Bagunas again don the national colors. We saw him in action at the Spikers Turf, which was really a thrill for all the volleyball fans out there. Mike Espejo also back in the game. Meantime, PLDT still retaining the lead, but not by much. This is just a 3-point lead for the high-speed hitters. Joy Onofre in for the first time too. These quick conversions seem to be working well. Jaisel de los Reyes is the magic bunot for the day.
Quick 3-point production in this set for Jaisel de los Reyes. Mika Reyes let that go, and they paid for that.
Another chance here. Oh, free ball. PLDT. Mika Reyes with those quicks. She has 7.
Great assist from Kim Fajardo. Gusto niyang pabawiin si Mika Reyes after that point from Jaisel de los Reyes.
That's a difficult serve. Tamaru from back row. And this is all wrist and just the height. I mean, she will have a trajectory on her hit, whatever she does. Dahil sa taktak niya. That spike of the set brought to you by Dunkin, pasalubong ng bayan. Good pickup by Fiola.
Strong hit from Mika Reyes again from the middle. Ganda ng distribution talaga ni Kim Fajardo in this game. If you take a look at the stat sheet later on, you'll get to see that most of the players, or if not all of the players of PLDT, have scored their respective points in this ball game.
And a lot of action also from the middle blockers. Fajardo and Mika Reyes coming together for that block. And the point will be given to Reyes. And she is trying to rally some points to get to double digits. She has 9 so far. Lena.
Natawa na lang siya. I think that wasn't the best of contact points for Lena Samoilenko. But she still got it off the hands of the blockers. Now, PLDT again has a 7-point lead. I was about to say, ang kailangan lang gawin ng ZUS Coffee ay hindi palayuin yung score, because when they're in striking distance, anything can really happen. They can change the tide of the game with Tamaru in the forefront of their offense. They've gone to that point of attack multiple times already. Yan siguro isa sa mga pinakamaraming attempts ni Asaka Tamaru, that back row hit.
Yeah. Oh, that one outside. Again, these service errors really cannot come at a worse time for ZUS Coffee. Naghahabol sila. They are down 0 sets to 2. And again, just the net area sealed by PLDT. Nothing can get through, and we are at 16-8. Timeout. Gilas Pilipinas continues its journey in the second window of the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers this November. Watch the games live at the Mall of Asia Arena. Get your tickets via smtickets.com. #Laban Pilipinas. More basketball for you. And of course, more volleyball. We are in the middle and in the exciting part of the reinforced conference where magkakaalaman na kung sino ba yung 8 matitira.
We are a few days away from entering the quarterfinals. And by the end of August, we will crown the queens of the reinforced conference of the PVL. We know that Petrogas is our defending champions, but right now they're still trying to get more momentum heading into the quarters.
Did pull off a 5-set win, and I'm sure that's going to do a lot to their morale. Winning it against Creamline, no less. Tamaro just keeps going. She knows her role. She is expected to create for her team. Joy Baron playing some basketball.
Lena Samoilenko was already out of that play. So Kim Fajardo had one option left, and that was Majoy Baron.
Good serve, but good pickup. It's also with good defense. Tamaru. Dug by Ceballos. Bedonia again. Keisha Bedonia getting some action only here in this third set, already with 4 points. Confusing the enemy over there. Good first ball. Narai doing well as libero. And Tapia could not defend her own attack. The blockers just where they needed to be. And that's been the case really all game long. Efficient blocking from PLDT.
Back to a 10-point lead for the PLDT high-speed hitters. A while ago, we saw Coach Shota Sato on your screens, the head coach of the Farm Fresh Foxies. Farm Fresh is the sister team of ZUS Coffee.
Nice dig by Prado. Maru again. Oh, that's a great shot. Hindi dinaan sa power, dinaan sa placing.
She's the only player in double digits for Coach Jerry at 11. So 11 points is clearly not enough to overpower the collective effort of the high-speed hitters.
Running attack. Good variation coming from PLDT. Again, that pickup by Jovi Prado. Excellent defense. Tamaru blocked. Play continues. Tamaru again. Off speed this time. Catarado. Too easy for her. Bedonia with a killer.
Not so bad. 6 points in the limited minutes that she played today.
May block pa yan, ha? 5'5". That's off the block. Bedonia couldn't keep that one in play, and ZUS will score point number 11. Still a 9-point affair. PLDT looking to score another W. They want win number 5 today and cement their position in the top 8. That's great hustle by ZUS. And it's showtime for Keisha Bedonia, and she's so entertaining to watch. Dinadaan talaga kasi sa taas ng talon.
Majoy Baron sold that so well.
Yeah.
She was able to get the commitment of the middle blocker of ZUS Coffee. Now Ostero will replace Mika Reyes, looking to get the finishing touches for Coach Rald.
Prado this time, going down the line, picked up by Versosa. Oh, Ostero off the bench. Right away a point. And we see Kiseo also on the court here, getting some minutes for the end of this third set. PLDT is just cruising here at this point. Broken play. Majoy Baron, the setter. And Bedonia could not convert there.
The set was a bit tight from Majoy Baron. Coverage wasn't ready for PLDT. But they're still 3 points away na lang naman from the 25-point mark. So they can get this next one, but they will give back a free ball to ZUS Coffee.
And that's outside. Yeah, not a good time for an unforced error like that. ZUS Coffee really struggling, and this is all but over. Another pending win for PLDT. Tapia hitting it into the net. I think she's feeling the pinch, the pressure. And PLDT at match point. Going for win number 5. They want to be in the top 8. ZUS Coffee really running out of chances to break into the top 8. And PLDT with an easy win in this third set, taking the match 25-18, 25-14, and 25-12. Panalo play of the game brought to you by Yakult. Yakult every day, okay. And we will take a quick break, talk more about this match after these. PLDT winning in 3 sets and straight sets, and Lexi Rodriguez is with the player of the game.
Thanks, Chiki and Neil. I'm with the player of the game from the PLDT high-speed hitters, Majoy Baron with 13 points, 9 attacks, and 4 blocks. Majoy, congratulations, first of all. Obviously, you guys, this is your second straight set win. How are you feeling right now? How are you able to deliver that consistently? Especially last game, 3 sets lang din, tapos ngayon 3 sets lang din. How are you able to stay aggressive on court?
Focus ko lang talaga sa training para lumabas in games, and I think lumalabas naman yung mga pinaghihirapan namin sa everyday, and nandun lang kami sa process na inaayos namin yung galaw namin as a team.
Now, still on the topic of consistency, you started round 2 on the right foot. How else do you suppose that you guys can stay consistent all throughout the second round here in the PVL Reinforced Conference?
I think yun nga, kailangan namin alisin yung complacency kasi unpredictable talaga yung mga susunod na games and gusto namin focus na kami doon sa kung ano yung gagalawin namin sa team.
And you, on a personal note, what goals do you set for yourselves? What expectations do you still set for yourself for the remaining games for PLDT?
For me, yung consistency lang siguro ng laro, dapat nandun yung support ko every game. Ayan, yung consistency as a middle blocker.
Is there anyone that you'd like to greet your friends or your family or the PVL fans in general?
Hello sa lahat ng PVL fans, sa mga PLDT supporters and sa family ko sa Tarlac and friends. And happy birthday sa ate ni Mars.
Happy birthday, Rosa! Hello! I love you, Seal family!
Ayun.
Congratulations! Majoy to the rest of the PLDT high-speed hitters. Chika Neil, let's close this out.
Thanks so much, Lexi. Congratulations to Majoy. And shout out to all the family members of PLDT. I'm sure they are celebrating right now. And quickly, the highlights of today's match.
It was a solid performance for PLDT, to say the least. They were on top of their game. Makita naman natin yung set scores pa lang. It was already a testament of their solid performance today. They had more attack points, definitely, compared to ZUS Coffee. And they were able to defend the reinforcement of ZUS Coffee well. They were able to limit the number of points made by Asaka Tamaro. Only 13. That is quite a low number. I mean, comparing it to her average. And for Lena Samoilenko, she had the same game. But again, pag marami kang local support na nakukuha, hindi mo masyadong mafe-feel yung heavy load of scoring for your team. So, PLDT will improve their win-loss card. They will now match the win-loss card of the Signal HD Spikers at 5-1, and ZUS Coffee will now slide down to 0-6.
So they are comfortably within the top eight teams who will be advancing to the quarterfinals. And we have more games to come. But before that, let's quickly take a look at the stats.
20-point difference in the attacking department. That was the main highlight in PLDT's performance. Everybody was just again on top of their game. Lahat ng sets na binibigay sa kanila ni Kim Fajardo, kadalasan nako-convert nila. And they were also able to display their system in terms of net defense. Yan din yung gusto nakikita ni Coach Raldrick Fort. They have to get the timing right on the blocks so that they can score in a transition. And serving also went the way of the high-speed hitters. But the unforced errors, that is something na siguro kailangan na lang nilang bawasan pa in their succeeding games.
It was a great day for volleyball for PLDT and for all of us. We have another triple header coming up on August 15, Thursday. Back here at the Phil Sports Arena, we've got Farm Fresh going up against the Capital One Solar Spikers at 1 p.m. That is Pool D in action on Thursday. Next, like Chameleons, who will take center stage at 3 against the Akari Chargers, and the Galleries Tower High Risers will meet the Signal HD Spikers at 5 p.m. Make sure you join us for that. Meantime, on behalf of our director, Al Neri, our producer, Carlo Grajo, my partner, Neil Flores, Lexi Rodriguez, this has been Jiggy Roapuno. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you for more volleyball action at the 2024 Premier Volleyball League Reinforced Conference on Pilipinas Live. Good night.